Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about one of the most important and powerful empire of Indian history, which is the Gupta Empire. Period before the 6th century BC was in complete turmoil. The Indian subcontinent was divided into small kingdoms, which was ruled by small rulers who were not very powerful. There used to be wars between them, and there was no unity as such. But at the beginning of the 4th century BC, there was a ruler called Sri Gupta who started ruling over Magad. He was a feudal ruler. He was not very powerful. His son was called as Ghatotkacha. Not much information is available of him, but he was the founder of the Gupta Empire. Only little information is available on the inscription which is made on Allahabad pillar, which was during Samudragupta's time. But his grandson Chandragupta I, who was a son of Ghatotkacha, he began a new era in the history of India and began the Gupta era in around 320 AD. Sri Gupta and Ghatotkacha did not extend their province, they only ruled till Magad. But it was their grandson, Chandragupta I, who extended his empire and also improved administration and made this period as the golden period or golden age of Indian history. Chandragupta Maurya extended the Gupta Empire from north to central India. His reign included Allahabad as well as Ayodhya and Bihar. He converted his ancestral kingdom into an empire, which was then preceded by his son Samudragupta. One of the conquests of Chandragupta I was of Scythians. They were the nomadic people who had come from Iran, and after coming from Central Asia, they tried to annex parts of Russia as well as extend it up till India. They were not allowed to enter into India because they were captured by Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I was also addressed as Maharaj Adhiraj in various historical accounts, which means Raja of the Rajas, that is, King of the Kings. Chandragupta had married a Lichavi princess called Kumara Devi, who had also helped him in his political as well as financial issues. Lichavis used to be very popular as well as they used to be very wealthy clan at that time. The Lichavi were ancient clan or tribes who used to live in Vaishali in Bihar. They had extended their empire from Nepal to Bihar. Chandragupta's marriage to the Lichavi princess was diplomatic. After reaching a certain age, he crowned his son Samudragupta to become the next emperor of India. Samudragupta was quite proud of his descent on both his father's side as well as mother's side, who were the Lichavis. He was financially supported by the Lichavis, who helped him to capture more kingdoms and extend his empire. Samudragupta was a military genius, and his entire reign was a complete military campaign. First of all, he started capturing and having ruthless wars between himself and his neighboring kingdoms. All the kings were killed and their kingdoms were incorporated in his empire. Even Bengal, Assam as well as Nepal was incorporated in his empire. Samudra, which means ocean, so Samudragupta extended his empire up till the oceans. Prayag Prashasti, which is an inscription on the Allahabad pillar, gives full detail of Samudragupta's political as well as military achievements and activities. His empire became so vast, he even made the tribal kingdoms of central India his slaves and made them bow in front of him and pay taxes. Because of his great conquests, Samudragupta is also known historically as the Napoleon of India. He was not only skillful in warfare activities but also was a celebrated poet and musician. In his coin, it is denoted. A lyre is actually a musical instrument which has got string attached to it. It is like a harp. This shows us that Samudragupta was quite capable as a musician. He even restored back in his kingdom the Ashwamedha Yagya or sacrifice and gave permission to some Buddhist kings to build a monastery at Ceylon for his subjects. Ceylon was basically the present day Sri Lanka. He even built a monastery at Bodh Gaya. Samudragupta died in about 4th century AD and then he was succeeded by his son Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II was the third ruler of the Gupta Empire. He was extremely proud of his lineage and also extended his empire rather further. He even adopted the title of Vikramaditya. During that period, there were Saka rulers who used to rule over Gujarat in the Kathiawar Peninsula. They used to rule over that particular place for about 300 years. The Sakas could not be easily defeated, but eventually they were invaded by the strong and powerful army of Chandragupta Vikramaditya, wherein the last line of Saka satraps were killed and their kingdom was annexed into his own empire. Thus, Chandragupta Vikramaditya had extended his empire up till the Arabian Sea and got the advantage of important seaports and harbors so that the ships could easily be brought from the western regions, the western world into India. So he basically enhanced the trading relations between India and the western countries. Vikramaditya enhanced trade relations from the Far East and brought a lot of wealth into India. This period, thus, is known as the golden period of Indian history because it reached its zenith, which is the highest point. Some historians believe that during this period, during the reign of Chandragupta Vikramaditya, Vikrama Samvat started, which was basically a Hindu calendar. It is a lunar solar calendar based on the movement of the sun as well as the moon. It is still followed in many parts of India. Samrat Vikramaditya's court was also graced with his Navratnas, which were 9 gems. These 9 gems were exceptionally gifted. Amongst them were Amar Simha, who was a lexicographer, Dhanvantari, who was in medicines, Sanku, who was in architecture, then there was Vararuchi, who was an astrologer, Vetal Bhatt, who was the magician, Shapankar, who was an astrologer, Hari Sen, the court poet. Even Kalidas was a part of it, who was a poet and a dramatist. Kalidas is well known for Abhyudhanam, Shakuntalam, and Meghdut. Even Varamihira was there, who was a mathematician. After Chandragupta Vikramaditya died in around 413 AD, he was succeeded by his son Kumargupta, who enjoyed his reign only for 40 years and also maintained his father's empire, which extended from Himalayas in the north to Narmada, as well as Gujarat in the west to Bengal in the east. Kumargupta, who was the son of Chandragupta II, was also known as Mahendra Aditya. Even though the Gupta rulers were traditional Hindu rulers, yet they also helped and encouraged Buddhism as well as Jainism. It is said that Kumar Dutt had founded the Nalanda. He had even defeated the Huns, who were foreign invaders, by performing Ashwamedha Yagya, or a sacrifice for warfare. Raja Vikramaditya was then succeeded by his son Skandgupta, who was basically a national hero. He had protected his frontiers and prevented any outside invades. But since Skandagupta was quite aged when he ascended to the throne, therefore he ruled only for around 10 to 12 years. The Huns did not give up fighting against the Gupta rulers. They became staunch rivals of the Gupta Empire, and Skandagupta tried to protect his frontiers as much as possible. The constant warfare had already depleted a lot of wealth of the Gupta Empire. Skandagupta was known for his valiant and for his bravery and for protecting his empire from outside nations. There was a constant war between him and the Huns, as well as there were other rivals. Skandagupta had been succeeded by his son Puragupta and another son Kumaragupta. They were supposedly stepbrothers. A lot of information about the later rulers of Gupta Empire comes from inscriptions and coins. Puragupta was then succeeded by his own son Narsim Gupta and his grandson Kumar Gupta too. But the last emperor of the Gupta Empire was Buddhagupta, who had only ruled for about 10 years. After that, the Gupta Empire collapsed. Till the last ruler ruled over the empire extended from Bengal to the Malwa region. The Gupta rule was considered to be the golden age of Indian history because the Guptas had developed science, engineering, technology, art, architecture, various kinds of dialects, mathematics, literature, astronomy, religion, as well as philosophy. Even Fahin, who was a Chinese Buddhist monk and a traveler, had traveled to India by foot and he wanted to acquire Buddhist texts from India. He had mentioned in his documentaries about India and about the Gupta Empire and about the economic conditions of India at that time. According to the accounts which are given by Fahin in his writings, it is said that during the Gupta period, India's economic conditions was extremely good as well as a lot of trade and commerce flourished. People also adopted and followed various arts, crafts, culture as well as music and dance. There was a lot of intellectual as well as religious achievements as well as advancements. Another very well known and popular example of the life during the Gupta period is depicted on the walls of the mountain caves of Ajanta. The colors which were used on the walls were yellow, red, blue, white, and black. All were natural colors. Through these paintings, we can also see that the Gupta Empire had a lot of fashion sense and jewelry as well as textiles. They were the first pioneers of fashion and technology in India. They made sculptures of stone, metals, as well as terracotta.